I wanted to show you guys a quick review on the Beginning Steps to Reading and Bible Blessing Readers curriculum. This takes a phonetic approach to reading. It is very similar to the Rod and Staff curriculum, if you are familiar with it. It goes from first grade through second grade. And after second grade, I think it is intended to go into the third grade Rod and Staff. I haven't been able to find much information online about these, so I thought I would just share my take on it. We were gifted this set here and really liked it, so we decided to continue on through the next few semesters. I don't have all the workbooks to these anymore. They came with 3 other workbooks, an A, B, and C workbook. And inside the workbooks, they had perforated edges. And so as we completed each assignment, we just tore them out and eventually got rid of the book. And now I kind of wish I'd kept it all, but they basically look like this. This is just the practice word book, but they had a letter A, B, and C on it. And the way this is used, here's the teacher's manual, and it came all loose leaf, and I just stuck it all in one big binder, and I have them separated by these. This is the first part's A, and then B, C. And it gives you a lot of instruction, which I found super helpful, but each lesson is numbered following the letter. So A would be for workbook A, and then lesson 1. I believe it goes up to 20 or 25, something like that. But it discusses and kind of helps a new teacher with how she should teach her lesson plans and activities you can do with the child, different options of how you can teach the same thing if they're not quite getting it. It's really helpful. And then like this would be the first page in the workbook. It's just a color page. They do different sound pages, and they have a lot of coloring, cutting and pasting, puzzles that you can do. It's kind of a crafty set, which we really enjoyed that. And like I said, it goes all the way through B and C. And it also comes, when you purchase this set, with a stack, probably about as thick as that, if you can see that, of loose leaf worksheets that you can do in addition to the workbook. And then here's the little reader. It starts out really simple, has some pictures, and it just progresses as you go. They're mostly Bible stories or character development stories of some kind. This is intended for the first half of the first grade, this green set. And for the teacher's manual, the 3 workbooks, this practice word book, and the reader, I believe, is about $110. So it's a bit more pricey than some, but we really enjoyed it. This is the first grade, which is the follow-up to the Beginning Steps to Reading. This is the second half of the first grade. So you could just use this as your kindergarten if you wanted. They don't recommend you start schooling until age 6. So we waited until the first grade, first grade, and we used it the first half of first grade, and then bought this for the second half. Going from this set to this set, which this set is also about the same price, I think it's $108, $109. There's quite a bit of difference between the two. This one had a lot of cutting and gluing, pasting, puzzles, the artsy stuff that I mentioned. This one is designed more to get them more familiar with sitting still, doing bookwork, applying your attention to your work. It's a lot less arts and crafts. They do have some coloring, but it's not nearly as much as the green set. But it comes in 3, I only have 2 here, but 3 workbooks this is the reading, and 3 spelling and phonics. They intermingle those two. And then correlating teacher answer keys. Where's that one? Yes, they're just answer keys there. And then you get 2 readers, and these are hardback, and the workbooks are paperback. And then it comes with this, and I also got some loose leaf spelling practice worksheets in addition. I don't have those pictured here, but the teaching method is very similar to the first, except for this time they are numbered instead of with letters. So basically you'd go to your first lesson, and it would just kind of go through some words that you're going to be reading in your story, some little things you can write on the board, some drills you can do. They have some vocabulary in there, different things. And then it tells you how to assign the assignment. On the back, there's the story that you read to the child, and then they'll read another story from their reader that's the same. And then this was for the reading, and this page would be your phonics spelling lesson for that day. And I'll show you what the workbooks look like. They have like synonyms, nouns, and they all have to do with what you've talked about that day. This is the reading comprehension on this side. And then you have spelling, which you would write down all their spelling words that day, and they would copy them here. And then they use them in sentences. And so like this day, it would be, what sound does this make? What sound does that make? And they put a lot of emphasis on the blends and what each thing says. So that's what that looks like. And then you have your readers. Going from the first half of first grade, where there's a lot of pictures, to the second half of first grade, they tone it down a lot. There's a lot less pictures. And each story, instead of being 1 page, is 2 pages. It's a little bit more challenging. So that's the first grade. And then the second grade is virtually identical. They change it some. We haven't got too far into the second grade yet, but the setup's pretty much the same. These are the spelling. We haven't done those yet. And the reading. They have fill in the dot instead of the circling the answer. But it's interesting to note, these second grade books are even more plain. They went to absolutely no pictures. I'm not too thrilled with that, but they're still only 2 pages long, and she'll have plenty of other options to read if she wants to look at pictures. But so we're just getting started with second grade, so we haven't really done any of that yet. But the design and structure is all the same. We really like this. This works for our family and the way that we do our homeschooling. So I would recommend these for people who are homeschooling. They, like I said before, they are a bit pricey, but I think we were only able to purchase about half of the second grade at once. But if you wanted to purchase the entire year of second grade reading and phonics spelling, it's like $200 and something. So it was a good chunk of change. But after this year, second grade, I believe Rod and Staff third grade is what you would go to next. And we use a lot of Rod and Staff in other subjects. So that's what we'll be doing. But yes, Bible Blessing Readers and Beginning Steps to Reading from Eastern Mennonite Publications. Good curriculum, very wholesome. I would recommend it.